Good morning, guys. It's May 30th, 2023, 9:54 in the morning. And just looking at what the market is going to give us, SPY is having a pullback here. At the open, we were up right now we're down. Well, we're still up by 0.3%, and looks like we're just having that pullback. It did touch that R4 at 422.61 and just having a little bit of a pullback right here. So no open positions yet, but just watching a couple of stocks today. But just watching a couple of stocks today. So SPY just touched that 90 MA in the 5 minutes. Stocks that I'm watching right now is AI. AI is a gap up by 15.1. Having a pullback as well. Also PLTR. Just also Tesla. Tesla is having a pullback as well. Nvidia had been very strong for the last 3 days. AMD having a pullback as well. Netflix, the same thing, pullback. Marvel or MRVL having a pullback 2-day play here. For the gap down, nothing really in the gap down here. Low float stock, well, not a lot of volume, 173,000. No float information there. So this one, since not a lot of volume, just gonna be waiting for the volume to pick up. Let's look at if this is gonna give us a 9 EMA trade. It's gonna be depending as well what the SPY is gonna do. So SPY still having that pullback right there. AI just lost the VWAP there. The good short here could have been at 40.72. PLTR, massive move here to the downside, about to touch the 9 EMA. Looking at what it did at the pre-market here, looks like it moved from 13.84 all the way to 14.83, so $1 move there. AMD having a pullback right here, no edge yet on the safe trade there. Netflix having R3 as a support here. Also, that's where the 9 EMA is at. Is if SPY have found a bottom, then Netflix can be a good place to long. The only thing here though is there's not a lot of volume here. Nvidia also just lost the VWAP. Let's see if SPY had found a bottom. Not a lot of volume here as well. AI and Tesla. Tesla filled the gap here at the daily. So the most overextended here is AMD, but AMD had already had that run for a couple of days. Netflix looks like it did found a bottom here at R3. Tesla is now at that 9 EMA. We'll be interested in longing the Tesla if it goes above 199.99. So Hans is on the trigger to long Tesla at 200 here. Looking at the SPY as well. So thinking of being long at Tesla at 200. We do have a big order sitting right here, still very bearish there. So 99, 70, 60. Big order sitting right here, 200. So that would be the next destination there. SPY having a little bit of a pullback. Let's see here. Entered long at Tesla here. Stop loss here is tight at 198.95. $198.85. So just doing a 9 EMA, but I do have a tight stop loss here, just because the entry is not the best. The volume when it's pushing down is not there. So yeah, I just got stop out there from Tesla. Okay. So Tesla is still not done going down. This is my watch list right here. Tesla is still going lower, and I did got stop out with Tesla. So I got stop out with Tesla. So right now, still all out, no positions yet. So for this one, just waiting for a reversal here. Tesla. So Tesla, got stop out with Tesla. So no trades yet. So for Tesla, I do have a red trade there. Tesla is still not done. Heading lower. Did we found a bottom yet? Looking at SPY, if SPY have found a bottom. Volume is buying here when it's pushing down. Big order sitting here. Thinking of going long again Tesla, but with a good entry here is a little bit of a pullback at 98. SPY, trying to see whether SPY is done, pushing down. Entering long Tesla. Added to my position here. Just because SPY is curling up as well. Stop loss here is at 197.44. Looking at AMD as well. AI looks like it had found a bottom as well. Entering long AI here. Stop loss is just below the 9 EMA, 36.81. Let me share my screen here, what I'm trading right now. Tesla having that little bit of a move. Encountering some resistance there with Tesla. Let's see, AI have found that resistance right there at the VWAP. Did not get to move my stop loss. Having that resistance as well at that moving average. I like that the volume is picking up here. VWAP there is a usual resistance. Tesla have found the resistance right there. Looking at Netflix, also have found a bottom here, curling up now. AI took some partial there. Time to move the stop loss. Moving stop loss above my break even. AI stopped me out. Tesla is just having some pullback here. Let's see AMD. AMD, it's hard to predict the bottom here just because looking at the daily, we still have some room to go down here at 120.88. So not a clear reversal with AMD. PLTR was a good 9 EMA here. Although was close to VWAP, still has the room and it did squeeze. Not a lot of volume there with Tesla when it was having that selling. So I'm thinking of adding to my position with Tesla. That is if SPY is really heading higher. So hands is on the trigger to add to the position here in Tesla. If it goes below this 9 EMA, then I don't have a business adding to this. Do have some bid right here that's still bearish. So support here is at 199.09. If it breaks the support, then this one still has room to go down. Otherwise, it'll be testing this resistance at 199.59. Very bullish here now in the 5 minutes. So hands is on the trigger and the hotkeys to add to this position. We're now at the 9 EMA in the 5 minutes. SPY still heading higher here. Still gonna be trying to test that support 199.02. If this one goes above 199.5, then that's the place to add. SPY is having a pullback. So no place to add here, but I do have my stop loss here. AMD now, let's see if this looks like a long. I like that AMD is a doji here. That means I can have a very tight stop loss. So I'm entering long AMD. Stop loss here is just below this doji, 123.78. 123.78. Tesla is moving. I did not get to add in Tesla just because I was looking at, covered some position in Tesla here. Yeah, I was looking at AMD when this moved, so I was planning to add when it was about to test this level, but yeah, I was in AMD. So that's the thing about having open position, a couple of open position. Testing the 9 EMA as well. I do have a stop loss right there. AMD here. SPY is having a pullback as well. So I got stop out Tesla. Don't want to add yet. Let's see here. SPY having a little bit of a pullback. Thinking of adding to my position. I added to my position in AMD. It was already a green trade there. So adding there is just a strategy to increase my position size. That S3 is acting as a resistance right there. Just having my stop loss just below this 9 EMA just because I added to my position. Tesla, looking for another chance to re-enter Tesla here. Entering long Tesla. AMD is already working. Tesla here, stop loss is this support at 198.93. AMD is already working. Still having that resistance right there. I do have a stop loss right here, just in case it stopped me out. Trying to see if there's any other Stocks that have found a bottom that is good for a reversal. Nvidia could be, but it's just too close to VWAP. So AMD here just consolidating. S3 expected, that is a strong resistance. So that's what's happening now. Now a lot of volume here when it has that little bit of a pullback. I do have a stop loss here and it's very close to my stop loss. Okay, so that I got stop out with AMD. Tesla here, let's see if this is gonna stop me out as well. AMD is very bullish still though. So I re-entered AMD there because the 5 minutes is still very bullish. SPY as well. Stop loss here is this candlestick 124.08. Just a stop loss, AMD. See what Tesla is doing now. Tesla I did not get to add, but let's see. The thing with adding is I'm gonna have to have a tight stop loss. So now what I'll do is just have this run. It has a potential to go 201. AMD here testing that resistance again. Took some partial with Tesla, moving my stop loss now higher than my break even and just trailing my stop here. Expect that VWAP is gonna act as a resistance there. AMD, thinking of adding to my position here. $24.80, stocks of bits, and ASK sitting right here. Added to my position with AMD. So I added right there at the 9 EMA. Since I added, just gonna update my stop loss here. 124.16. We are back at just at my peripheral vision. SPY is heading higher, about to. So took some partial in AMD. Moving my stop loss higher than my break even. Tesla took some partial again. Moving my stop loss higher than my break even and having it above the VWAP. AMD here, trailing my stop. See what Tesla's doing. Tesla trailing my stop here. AMD really close to getting stop out and I got stop out AMD. Tesla here trailing my stop. Let's see what else is moving. Nvidia is still strong, so that stopped me out. So all three trades are green. Let's see if we get to have any more movements here. Marvell consolidating here. What is the move from 67.91 to 62? 2 day play. This one still has a room to fill the gap, or it already filled the gap, but it can test the support at 58.83. So I don't like that. AMD is still just having some consolidation there. This one is still strong. So if SPY is still heading higher, I will re-enter long here at AMD. But let's see, it can test this level as well, 124.721. So what I'm waiting for is a little bit of a pullback, if it will give me. Otherwise, just gonna be, okay, re-entering long here. It did not give a pullback, but I re-entered there with that support at this 9 EMA as well as the 20 EMA there. AI now is still very bullish, as well as Tesla. Just stop me out. Netflix is curling up. Stop loss here is this level, 124.39. This has the potential to test the VWAP, but also know that there's a big bid right here, which is very bearish, so that can have a little bit of a pullback. I am waiting for SPY is above the VWAP now, which is very strong. So I added to my position here with AMD, considering that SPY is heading higher. It's already above the VWAP, which is very strong. AMD having the 9 EMA here in the 5 minutes as a strong resistance, 125.41, and just 124.36 is my stop loss. Now the question here is, will AMD act like a SPY? Not necessarily, just because the daily for AMD is not the day, or it doesn't look like the same as the daily in the SPY. So whatever burst of buyers going in at AMD, this can be very short-lived, and don't expect that AMD will mirror the SPY just because the daily does not look the same like a SPY. So that's why I am adjusting my stop loss here. I am okay to get stop out here, knowing that this can just be a short burst to the upside. The volume did pick up here when we were pushing higher. So stop loss right there. Let's see if it's gonna stop me out. That's a big sell. Big sellers right there. SPY now is heading lower as well. So that stopped me out. PLTR. Okay, so now just looking for opportunity to short stocks because SPY is heading lower. So shorting Tesla here. Time is it? 10:23. Let's see what AMD is doing as well. So I shorted Tesla. Expected that VWAP is going to be a strong support there. Stop loss here is this wick, 202.31. BLTR just formed a double top right there. Shorting PLTR as well, we just formed a double top. So stop loss here is at 14.93. Tesla is having that VWAP as a support. Added to my position in Tesla. Testing that 20 exponential moving average. Looking at SPY. This one still has some room to go. SPY is heading lower as well. Have that moving average as a support there. Profit takers there as well. Let's see if SPY have found a bottom. 5 minutes is still looking okay to the downside. I don't like that this one does not have a follow through. Took some partial here. Just moving my stop loss tight there. Flush that I was waiting for. Took another partial. Stop loss is tight. PLTR. Added to my position to the short. Looks like Tesla is about to stop me out. Stop loss here is now at break even. PLTR is very bearish here. Added to my position to the short. Some consolidation here with Tesla. Testing again that low of 200.68. Just took some partial again. This is the flush that I was waiting for. Lowering down my stop loss here. PLTR. Just moving my stop loss is lower than my break even in PLTR. Tesla is working, did not get to partial right here. Looking at AMD. AMD, I did not get a chance to stop, to do a short. So got stop out with Tesla, but still very bearish there. PLTR is working. Added to my position here just because this is a very cheap stock. So I need more position to make this at least a good trade or monetize on that move. So AMD was a good short, but I missed my chance there to short it. Tesla. So now I'm just trailing my stop here with PLTR. The thing that I saw with PLTR is it did form that double top. So first top, second top, it tried to go beyond this. It did, and that's where I saw a potential for short. So that stopped me out. Now what I'm looking at is AMD. AMD is about to form a double bottom right here. That double bottom is a good place to go long if we find a bounce in SPY. So volume here is dying. So looking for a potential for a bounce here. SPY did, let's see, found a bounce there. Looking for this one to still go a bit lower. Volume is still not there when it's picking up. Entered long here just because it did not even test the low of this candlestick. But just a small position there with AMD, expecting a bounce there. If it doesn't work, my stop loss is at 123.97. So just a small position with AMD. BLTR still testing the VWAP. AI had that consolidation right here. How's our volume? Volume is not there. Expect consolidation there. Marvel. I don't like the daily. Still can test the low of this candlestick. Let's see what AMD is doing now. Added to my long at AMD here. Looking at Marvell, did we found a bottom? Still consolidating there. Expect a support or a resistance right here, 125.11 with AMD. Don't like that there's not a lot of volume there. So it's time to move the stop loss above my break even because not a lot of volume is here. Okay, just trailing my stop here with AMD. We are now at 9 EMA, very strong candlestick here. Trailing my stop, I cannot add just because this can just have a pullback anytime as well. So with that consideration, what I'll do is just trail my stop here. I am willing to get stop out anytime with this trade, but that's because it already have a big move right here. So still trailing my stop. Big candlestick right here. This can just stop me out as well anytime. Big order sitting right here. That's bearish. Moving my stop loss again. Big candlestick right here. This is about to stop me out. 125.40. 36 is, yep, so I am stop out on that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So do we have a short now? This is a good short right here because this one is a bit of a dramatic candlestick there with not a lot of volume, but the risk is too high, so I'm not going to be entering any of that. So let's see, did we found a bottom here? The volume is not a lot, so I don't like that. AI is consolidating. This one is consolidating right there. So what it looks like with the consolidating is this is consolidation right there. So I don't like that. And then let's see what else is here. AMD now, oops. What else is here? AMD. This is a good, let's see. We have an edge to short it. The thing is we can short it, but I don't like that. I don't like shorting when it's at the bottom right here. Because that means that's just gonna be a little bit of a move. I like shorting it when it's on top like this. Double top, good short because you have a room to go. Tesla is consolidating as well in the VWAP, so I don't like that. Let's see what Baba's doing. Nothing. Having a pullback right here. This is kind of expected because the candlestick here is huge compared to the volume that it's not being supported by a big volume as well. But I just didn't want to short it because it's giving me too much of a risk again because we are at the bottom. Just looking at how this one already had a move. Marvel, trying to see if this one have found a bottom. This can be, but looking at the daily, I don't like how the daily looks like. The daily can pretty much just go to this support at 58.09. PLTR found a bounce in the VWAP. The good play here is if it tests again the high of today, 14.93, we are now creating a triple top. And once it shows some signs of weakness, let's say an inverted hammer, then that's a good place to short. But right now, no positions or no trades here. Risk is high. Alright, so I don't like that everything now is at the VWAP. There's no edge in trading at the VWAP. VWAP can act as a support or a resistance. Right now it's acting as a support. A minute from now it can act as a resistance. That's why do not trade a VWAP unless it's at the open where you have the opening range breakout supporting that VWAP play, you have the volume, you have the opening of the bell supporting that play, but right now it's too risky. BMPL, just looking at this one just because of that support that it had found, but look at the daily. Daily is just consolidating, plus there's not a lot of volume, so no trades there. Baba is consolidating as well in the S4. Daily doesn't look good, so no trades there. So let's see if we can find another trade. Let's see if we find any volume priced anomaly here. Volume bar is about medium size. This one not big as well. Let's see, looking for anomaly here. Big volume when it's pushing high, big volume here when it's pushing higher as well. Volume here is not picking up when it's pushing up, so no imbalance here. Level 2 is almost the same as bid and the ask, so no edge there. Netflix is curling up here at the VWAP now. Let's see, it's up by 4.1%. What is SPY doing? SPY had filled the gap, open here, and then fill the gap right here all the way to 420. At 420, we found a support. Okay, looking for a retest of the high of the day for BLTR. This is the first, second, and the third top that I'm waiting for. That third top at around 14.93, that can be a good place to short if you find an inverted hammer right there. So that's what I'm waiting for PLTR. Look at AMD now. AMD is about to test that VWAP, but it did stop me out here, which I'm okay with that. Yeah, just because the daily looks overextended here. So let's go back to PLTR. Volume is still picking up when it's pushing higher. What I would like to see is volume that's dying when it's pushing higher. So the reverse of this. Let's see the volume bar. Look at this, is where the start of the anomaly is. Volume bar here at 1030 is the same as the 1035, but look at how big this candlestick is compared to this candlestick. So what I would like to see here is a touch of 14.93 and a big reversal after that 14.93. So remember that that is just a zone, right? This is a zone right here of a potential short. So it doesn't necessarily mean that once it touched this level, it's just gonna be rejected. It can still push through. Once it pushed through, probably it will test 15. And then if you see a sign of weakness, which is an inverted hammer, first candle stick that is red, then that is a good place to short. Normally here is building up now. Let's see, waiting for that to test 14.93. Now this is the volume bar that I'm waiting for. You have the pushed up. Now we're decreasing the volume bar when it's pushing higher. We do have a bunch of orders right here. Our level here is at 14.93. That is the resistance right there. Looking at SPY, since SPY can have an effect with this one as well. Now we did see the first red bar here. First red bar. First red bar right here. Not a lot of volume though. I want this one to still try to push higher. SPY have found the resistance at that moving average. Now if this one breaks this level, this support 14.8, then that is bearish. So that's the way that you get to spot on an early reversal. You see support there, which at this point is 14.8. If it breaks the support, then that's most likely getting out of steam for this one to push higher. Volume is there still. This is the support that I'm looking at, 14.8. SPY is just consolidating. Hands is on the trigger. If it goes below 14.8, then I will short this one, just because it does not have the juice to even push higher. So I'm looking at the tape here, 14.8281. If it goes below 14.8, then I will short this one. But now we're still at 14.8283. Just bunch of consolidating there. Looking at the volume at the 1 minute, as well as, okay, so started short right there. Stop loss here is at this level, 14.86, giving it some room, so 14.90. Now expect a support there at the 9 EMA, 0.79, SPY is pulling down as well, having that pullback. So I just have a small position here just because I'm still waiting for a confirmation with my thesis. Just about to break that 9 EMA. We are now lower than the support right here, which is this low candlestick or the wick of that candlestick. We are now below the 9 EMA, and that's why I was able to spot on earlier that reversal right there, because I was already expecting a move. And right now, just managing this trade is just that stop loss and potential for an add-on. This one is still bearish right here at the 5 minutes just because we opened below this candlestick right here. So looking at a place to add 14.7779. If it doesn't have that big of a move and it doesn't give me the confirmation, then there's no reason for this to add to this position. So right now 14.9, just because I added to my position, I am updating my stop loss. All right, so let's see what's going on here. Medium size volume bar. About to test. Will it test the high of the day? It can. It can test the high of the day. But that's why I do have my stop loss right there. AMD is curling up. Now this is not the best stop loss just because the high of the day is 14.93 and that can test that 14.93. So the stop loss that I have is just this level right here, 14.9. Volume is picking up there, so this can also just stop me out. Tesla now was a good short. AMD was a good long. BA is consolidating. Netflix was so clean at the 9 EMA trade. And Marvell is now heading higher. Volume was there when it pushed. So that's the reason why I did not get to add to my position when it was here. I only have 2,000 position here just because I need it to have some room. So SPY is heading lower. Now I have my hands on the trigger. If this goes below the support right here, 1478, that's a good place to short or add to the position, which I did. So I added to my position there. SPY is heading lower. And the 5 minutes here is very bearish as well. We found a wick right there, wick right here. But this is a cheap price stock, so just took some partial there. Now I'm gonna lower my stop lower than my break even. If it stopped me out, then I'm totally okay with that. But this one just gonna be trailing my stop here. And almost about to get stop out here. And yep, got stop out. AMD tested the VWAP right here. Yeah, hard to short because we're at the bottom. Marvell is a good long here. The good long here was that at S4, I was looking at this one, 61.73, but it already had that move, so no trades there. Let's see what BLDR did. Had that little bit of a move. Could have made more if I have more position there, but let's see if we can find more anomaly here. Not a lot of volume there. So not a lot of volume when it's pushing up. This one can be a good reshort here. So trying to see how far this one can still push up and give us a good entry to short this. Because SPY have found, let's see, volume is dying there, 14.82. Looking at this, 14.80. 82 is acting as a resistance right there, or as a ceiling. Volume is picking up here when it's pushing down. $78. It's gonna test again that high. This is the short squeeze, which is really looking nice. I want this one to test the high of the day, which is 14.93. And if that tests the 14.93 and it gives us an anomaly, then that would be a good place to short. SPY is having a little bit of a pullback, but I want to short this one when it's close to that 14.93 or that high of the day. SPY having a pullback. Best spot to short is at 14.94. If it gets there, volume is still there when it's pushing up. Need to have a more pushed higher, and this is the zone for a potential short. So 14.93, yep, that is the ceiling right there. Bunch of orders sitting here at the ask, so that is still going to be very bullish. So that can, next destination here is 15. So this stock is going to go to 15, which is here. Bunch of orders sitting right here, very bullish. And look at the volume bar right here. So next destination is 15. Let's see what's going to happen here once it reaches 15. So orders are still there, so no one is canceling their order. Once this order goes all up here, that means it's getting filled. 14.93, that is the high of the day, acting as a resistance right there. 15, bunch of 15 is still here, so it will pop to 15 if they don't cancel their orders here. Looking at the rest of the stocks, if there's any other opportunity there. 14.93, short-lived. Little bit of sellers right there because of that psychology, because it already tested that high of the day. So bunch of traders are taking some profits there, but little bit of profit is heading to 15 here. $14.91. Here we go. I just want to see this pop. I don't have an open position because this one can pop to 15 and there's no reason. There you go. This is the pop that I was waiting for. 15 getting absorbed there. 14.95. We are 0.05 away from that. $15 is still sitting there. Wow, So this is the Marvel that I was looking at. It already made that pop. So let's see, BLTR 14.96 acted as the ceiling right there, 96. Did they cancel the 15? 15 is still sitting there. So yeah, still has the potential for this to pop to 15. This is the low risk trade right there. When you see the consolidation, you go long. And yeah, that one was a low risk. This one, bunch of sellers here. 15 is still sitting here. Alright, so let's see if this is gonna push to 15. AMD. Wow, that was such a clean move right there when it found the bottom. Okay, let's see this one. I'm just very interested in seeing this one pop to that 15. So 15 is here. Look at that massive orders right there. That's 79,000. Volume is not there though when it's pushing up, but there's still a bunch of orders waiting to be filled here. Very bullish. Come on, 0.05 away from that 15. Expect a pop in 15 here. Look at how strong this thing is. Just for 2 weeks time, 859 all the way to 14. This is the imbalance right here. Although there's still tons of orders right here, but this is thousands of orders. You have 180, you have 133. So that would be adding 2 zeros at the end. Where's 15? 15 is still here. So that is at least 100,000 order right there. So I'm just waiting for this one to pop, and after that I can do the recap. If this gives me a good opportunity to short at 15, then I will short this one. Otherwise, I am done with my trade. Nothing happening here. Tesla consolidating. AI consolidating as well. Nvidia, same, consolidating. AMD just broke off of that VWAP. And a lot of volume here still. What happened to the 15? 15 is still there. So those are the things that would hinder me from having a short bias. I am short bias based on this chart now, but just because there's a bunch of orders sitting right here to ask, that means whatever the pullback right here is, that can just be a short lift and it can still pop to 15. So considering that there's a bunch of asks here, I wouldn't be going in front of that train trying to be a martyr on, timing the top where in fact there's still some 15 here. So that's the time for me to pass on that trade. It can pretty much be a good short, but the probability is low. So unless that order sitting right there gets filled or it touches 15, then that's the only time for me to short this one, because that means it is a lower risk trade. Right now it's so high of a risk just because the orders are there, still has the potential to go 15 before it can have that move to the downside. Netflix here. forming this doji at the daily here. Because could be a good short. The only thing is you're shorting it at the middle because the high of this is 405. So still low probability there. PLTR. Let's see if 15 is still there. Yeah, 15 is still here. Look at Marvell. Marvell's like a V trade here, but now it's at the VWAP. If there's any anomaly that the VWAP is acting as a strong ceiling or resistance, that can be a good short, but no anomaly here to go short because this is a massive volume here when it's pushing higher. So let's see. And that this is also the reason why you don't expect the PLTR to have a sudden or a massive drop just because the 15 is still there. So yeah, now we're testing. Now we're about to test again that 15. So this one, that one was the short, 396, stop lost, 399, but not the A plus because we're at the middle of this. See a PLTR now. Now we're talking. Now we have this anomaly. Look at the volume bar right here with the big candlestick. Massive sell-off here, big volume when it was selling. Now the tides have shifted. We have a small volume bar, big candlestick. What I like to see here, would like to see is a pop in 15. Just get this orders filled at 15. Once that's out of the way, and then at 15, if it shows some signs of weakness, that's the time to short. You still have 10,000 shares getting or waiting to get filled here. Expect a pop in 15, 1498, 97, 97 right here, 96. Order still there, 14.96, 97, 697, the 8. I just want to see that pop in 15. There you go, almost there. This one almost about to get filled, almost close to right here. 97, 96. What I'm gonna be looking at now is, are we seeing any signs of weakness at 15? Because at 15, that can be a good, we're so close. At 15, that can be a good place of ceiling or that resistance. Volume, this is the one that I'm looking for. Give me a volume bar that is depleting right here when it's pushing up. 14.9798, we're so close in getting this filled. Look at this one, still right here. 0.02 in getting this filled. 10,000 shares, so that will be a big pop to 15. We're closed here. The closer this one goes to the top, these are the levels or the price that is getting filled at the moment. So 15, 10,000 shares here. 97, 96, bunch of consolidation right there. Goodness, this is taking too long. 6. No, this is not, just some traders taking, selling their orders in front of this 15. 98. This is the pop that I was waiting for. 99. This is the next. Wow, that was, there you go. Look at that big volume bear right there. We have 15,000, adds a zero right there. That was a million share. Let's see, 14.99, 98, 15, 98 right here getting filled. This one, so NASDAQ, ACB, there you go, that 15 is back again. So yeah, pop at 15. This is going to be a dramatic pop because it's going to be a sudden pop. 14.98, 98.99. I just want to see that pop before I do my recap. So close to getting filled, almost there, right here. 15. Look at this one now. That's a chunk of 10,000. There you go. The 15 is there. 15. So that is 0, a million shares right there. 98, 97. Just trying to get filled right there. But it keeps disappearing. Because the thing is, whatever is in level 2, traders can still cancel that. 1596, 97. 15 is here. That 1 million shares disappeared. So it can be just longer. This is taking longer than expected to be. Massive orders got filled right here. 584,000. 1598, 99. There's a big resistance at 98. So orders is not there. The 1 million disappeared. But let's see. $98. Just wanted to see that pop. 96 right here. 97. So yeah, this is how you read level 2. You look at the big anomaly here. The big volume that we saw was at 15. 15 right here. Still 10,000 shares waiting to get filled. We're now 97, 98. A bunch of consolidation there. At this level, you have no business of entering any position at this moment because this is gonna go to 15 and 98. 15 now is so close to the top, almost getting filled there. We're now, the 14.99 is getting filled here. This 825, 831, having that fill right there. This volume right here is starting to, let's see, it's still sitting there. But yeah, it's going down now because it was filled. So 14.19.8 is getting filled there. What a bunch of consolidation right here. This PLTR is getting boring now. Is still there. AMD is having a V reversal. It's still there. 15 is still there. So yeah, even if it has that pullback right there, it's so tempting to short, but you see the 15 here. So that's what you call a false breakdown. There's not really going to be a breakdown, a massive breakdown, because someone is holding this one at that 15, and that 15 is a big volume that it can still test that 15 before having the move. So trying to see if there's any other movement here with other stocks, because this one is taking too long. Okay, so let's see if this is the test now. 15 is still here, 97, 98, and this is again the reason why you don't see that massive pullback or massive sell-off, because the 15 is still there. So imagine the movements that we've been having is just from 14.91 or 99 to 14.92. We're talking about 0.07 move, which is not enough to make money out of. So unless this one breaks that 15, decides what it wants to do at 15, then there's no place to trade this one. Looks like we're about to get there. 98, 97. Very strong resistance at 14.99. Okay. Trying again to go to 15. So let's see, I've been waiting for this one for the past almost 10 minutes. If this one doesn't pop to 15, then I'll just do my recap because it's taking too long. 14.99, 98, the 8 right there, volume. $15 now is closer right here. About to get that fill. Just 10,000 shares right here. There you go. The 15,000 is back. That one. So 100,000 right here, waiting for a fill. Now this is getting filled, 14.98. This is actually such a waste of time here. It's just moving by 0.07 cents. This is not even worth it. So, time to look for a different one. Massive volume here at the sell-off, but 15 is still sitting there, so nothing to do. All right, so while I'm waiting for this one, it's still cooking. Let's do a recap. What I'm waiting for this one is just for that 15 to get filled, just doing some practicing on and showing you guys how level 2 works. So yeah, just take a look at when this is gonna get filled. So for today, I traded 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 stocks. I traded Tesla to the long as well as to the short. Okay, so since we are at BLTR, what I did with BLTR is the volume there now is dying when it's pushing up. All right, so we have that gap up at BLTR. The way it looks like in the daily is we've still been heading higher and higher, have that gap at the open, little bit of a gap. So long bias there. The only thing though is at, let's see, what time was this? 10:20. SPY is having a little bit of a pullback, which is 10:20 is right here. So SPY is just below the VWAP, and when I look at BLTR, it looks like we're tapping out. So what I did with BLTR is it already have this inverted hammer right here. It tested that high of that day, or that inverted hammer, or the high of that day, and it went a little bit higher than that. And when it went a little bit higher than that, what I see was the volume is dying when it's pushing up. So I entered short here, added to my position just because we're about to head lower. Then this inverted hammer added to my position, knowing that the VWAP is there, trailing my stop. I was all out right here. Now I shorted this one again. Volume is not there when we're pushing high. Look at how big. Did we touch the 15? Not yet. Look at how big this volume, this candlestick is compared to the volume right here. So that's anomaly right there. I shorted it here, added to my position. We do have the 9 EMA right there. I was trailing my stop and I was all out. Now at this point, PLTR is playing with us because 15 is still there and it's just having that 14.99 as a strong resistance right there. But on the other hand, look at SPY. SPY is dumping, so that can also be the reason why the rest is dumping. AMD now is a good short right here. Let's see if it coincides with just about to take a short in AMD here. Okay, shorting AMD. SPY is still heading lower. AMD just formed that inverted hammer right there. With AMD, stop loss here is tight. It's gonna be at this 127.13. So just stop loss right there, just a little bit above yesterday's closing price with AMD. Just saw what SPY is doing. SPY is having a little bit of a pullback, so that's the reason why I shorted a little bit of that AMD with the stop loss technical level is yesterday's closing price right here. So we did have found the bottom at AMD, have that almost a little bit of a V reversal right there. Adding to my position here at AMD, moving my stop loss right here, 127.04. This one is already working and covered some position, lowering my stop loss lower than my break even. So if this one stopped me out, I'm already out and just trailing my stop here. So this is how you get to see a potential low risk trade just because we were waiting for PLTR. I did mention that PLTR was such a waste of time just because it's just been moving for like couple of cents, and with that couple of cents it's not even worth it to do a trade there. So that stopped me out, but yeah, to the short, made 155 out of that. This one still has a room to go down, but I just wanted to finish my day, so I'm okay if I miss the move right there. If this one tests again the low of the day, but yeah. So I did my recap on PLTR. Now let's do AMD since I'm already here. So what I saw with AMD is it has that it filled the gap. So this one was yesterday or Friday's closing price. It moved, it opened right here. Sorry, it opened right here at R4 and filled the gap right here and even passed through the gap when I saw that it is having the S4 as a strong support right there. We now found that first doji, first white candlestick. This one's still heading lower right there. This is the doji, which is a very good place to enter a position just because you have the body of the doji where that is your entry at this point. That is my entry. Stop loss is just below the doji, added to my position, trailing my stop out and all out right there. Entered again, trailing my stop and got stop out. And then this one I got stop out, but I was able to capture it here long and trailing my stop and got all out right there. So with that long position, just because I do have to stop out right here with AMD, I was only able to get 165. And to the short side, just because I saw this first red candlestick, you have the yesterday's closing price or Friday's closing price. You have the inverted hammer shorted right there below the body of the inverted hammer, added to my position and stop out right there at 9 EMA. And it did test the VWAP, but I did not want to make that such a long trade because I am now doing my recap. So that is the AMD trade. Next one is AI. So what I saw with AI was a very strong stock. This is a gap up right here at the open. So it actually was a part of my gap up list. You have a gap up right here. It was respecting the VWAP. We had a pullback right here around 10. This is the time that SPY was below the VWAP as well. We are respecting this 9 EMA. I entered long right here, trailing my stop. So covered my position, trailed my stop, and was all out right here. Now with that, I only got 220, but such a quick trade that really did not mind trading that AI. Everything now is having a pullback, and this is a nice time to short if you're not done with your trades yet. So we did AI, AMD, BLTR, and Tesla. Tesla is the trade that I did to the short as well as to the long side. So with Tesla, this is a gap up right here, respecting VWAP. This is the time that SPY had a little bit of a pullback as well. It did pull back at the 9 EMA. I was expecting a 9 EMA trade, so I got stop out here. It went a little below 9 EMA, but now we have this 20 exponential moving average as a support. So I went long there, added to my position at the 9 EMA, got a little bit of a pop, all out right here. And then I re-entered and was trailing my stop, cover. When I saw that we are tapping out, so we have that wick right there, I flipped my position to the short, added to my position, about to lose the VWAP, and cover, and was all out right here. So to the short side, I got 431, and to the long side, I got 546. So that is the Tesla trade. So for today, I'm done with my trade. It is 11:22. I did start late today, around almost 10. So 10, 11, so like an hour and a half, and was able to get 2K for today. All green trades, so 100% accuracy. And yeah, so that's the thing about trading. You don't have to really time the bottom, but you need to know a very solid strategy just so your risk is lower than your reward. And with the double tap that we did, with the moving average reversal that we did, those are the plays that can give you an edge on how to become profitable on a day-to-day basis. You don't have to have lots of indicators in your chart as long as you have a solid strategy. For us, our favorite is VWAP play, 9 EMA, as well as the pivot point. Camarilla pivot point is there. Then you have the reversal. Then you have the double top, triple top. You have your candlestick. If it's giving you that inverted hammer and giving you the anomaly in the volume price analysis, as well as your level 2 and the tape, then you have an edge in the market. So that's the time that you get to rinse and repeat. Let's see what BLTR did. BLTR, did it touch 15? So PLTR never touched 15. It just went all the way to 14.99. So that can just be, is 15 still there? Let's see if the order is still sitting there. Orders is still sitting there. This pullback right here could be just because SPY is having a pullback as well. But that's a risky trade now because you never know when SPY is going to have a pullback. So that's why I never re-entered PLTR. So yeah, that's about it. So let's see here. So if you guys would like to learn more on how to day trade for a living, please do check our website out. It's called ecourseunlock.com, and in that website you will see our services that are currently offered, the course that is offered, our book that is now in Amazon. It's called Day Trading Unlocked by Mary de Guzman. Our syllabus is there, and we drill it down just so we can have a solid foundation on how to become profitable in day trading. If you want to check out our one of our favorite opening range breakout strategy that had become a very profitable strategy, then check this link out and you can download it for free. And you just have to provide your email so we know where to send it. Our recap is posted there as well. Please check that one out if you wanted to see how we trade for a living. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for just trading with us today. And I hope you had a green and profitable day, and we'll see you again tomorrow morning. And let's see, that will be the last day of the month. So let's finish it strong and see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Bye. Okay, didn't know that the video was not showing all this time, but anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you first thing tomorrow morning. Thanks. Bye-bye.